Hello everybody. So I got a new recipe, and I know I showed you guys yesterday about all these cookbooks that I ended up getting from the thrift shop, and I kind of like piled them up, and I was like, I'm going to wait until these go on sale, and it was finally the color that I was looking for 50% off these cookbooks, and they were 79 cents each, so I only paid I paid, oh my god, I paid 40 cents each, and then because I'm a student, I also got an extra 20% off. So I bought like over 30 cookbooks, and I only ended up paying like $20 and change, and I'm like super excited about that because I love vintage cooking. I love vintage recipes. I could look through these books all the time just because they excite me so much. So today we are going to use one of those cookbooks that I got, and this one's more magazine-y, Cook's Country, and this magazine actually, it's from June, July 2007. I don't know if y'all can see that. And so today, I know I told you guys the other day that I'm going to be doing more like gluten-free. I want to try to do, I told the kids they don't want to go fully vegetarian, so it's kind of hard when I'm cooking for 7 people to do vegetarian and then do regular because I'm not a short order cook. And so I think I told them, I don't think I know, I told them yesterday that to be fair, we will be doing like 1 vegetarian, 1 pescatarian, and then we can do meat. So it kind of changes it up a lot, and then it's being fair to everybody in the house. So with that being said, today we are going to be cooking this pork chops with orange ginger glaze, right there. And I forgot oranges. It was like the one stupid thing that I forgot to put on my recipe or on my ingredients list when I went food shopping. So I'm going to be using orange juice, and I'm going to be leaving out the zest. And as our side, we are going to be making these lime and cilantro rice. It's really good. I've had it before. So since this is really short, easy to cook, only 2 minutes in the microwave. I really do enjoy these. The sodium actually is only 260 milligrams, and there's 2 servings per container in here. I get these at the 99-cent only store, and sometimes they're 2 for $1, depends. And so that's where I got these ones from, but I actually ended up buying another one. It was like $1 or so at Walmart in their grocery department. So that's gonna be our side today. Okay, I have my recipe holder all set up, and let's get cooking. All right, here we go. So now we have to take the pork chops and we have to blot them and season them with salt and pepper. And as you can tell, I'm really bad at remembering to blot these things, but I will say the end result was still really good. So I just gradually put a little bit of salt. I'm not a big salt person. As an American Heart Association advocate, I'm not very big into salt. So then what you also want to do is you want to heat 1 tablespoon of oil in a large skillet over medium-high heat until just smoking. Then you're going to add the chops until they're well browned. And this is going to be about 4 minutes per side. And that was actually really pretty accurate because the 4 minutes per side was pretty awesome. Now you can see it's 4 minutes have gone by. Now we're going to flip them to the other side. And they're just sizzling down really nice. The children were very concerned about the blood that was coming out of the bone, and I had to assure them that it was going to be just fine. Now I took a, what is that thing called that's back there that I'm putting the pork chops on? That thing over there. So what is it, like to not dry your cookies off, but I like to put it over there so that any extra oil was going to drip off into the pan underneath. Now you're going to take this second tablespoon of vegetable oil. And now I don't know if you are on my Cooking with Penny's Facebook page, but they have these little bouillon cubes now. They're $1.22. And I decided to use one of those to substitute for using chopped onion because, as I said before, I'm really not an onion chopping type of person. So I thought I was going to be able to cheat. And then I read the ingredients and I went, oh my God, I need like way more onion. So I grabbed one, I chopped it up, and that's what you see me doing right here, is getting all of my onion put into the skillet. So you want to add the remaining oil and onion to the skillet and cook until lightly brown. This is going to take about 3 minutes. I didn't have my heat very high, so mine took a little bit longer than 3 minutes. You're going to stir in your ginger. I like freshly ground ginger. Then you're going to cook until fragrant, about 30 seconds. Then just mix it up. I was trying to get it to be a little bit more brown before I was going to put in the juice. So now here, this is the orange juice. As I said earlier in my video, that I forgot to buy oranges so that I was able to zest them. So here, I did not do that. And instead, the recipe does call for, taking a look really quick, it does call for low sodium chicken broth. Here, I'm actually adding vegetable broth because I'm trying to limit the meat that we do eat. And then I just added the brown sugar. Just stir it in all together. And then you're gonna let this, oh yeah, here we go. I forgot about this hot sauce. I couldn't get it out, and then I realized that I didn't open up the lid, and that was why. I only added, that hot sauce is pretty popular here in California, and it's pretty good, but it is really hot, so I only added a little bit because I didn't want the kids to complain. I had let this boil for a little bit. It wasn't thickening up, so I added just a teaspoon of cornstarch and then just whisked it all together so that it would get a really nice thicker type of consistency. Now I had to put these chops in 4 at a time because I do not, you would think for a family of 7 I would have like a much bigger skillet, and I don't. And there's Austin, he's saying hello. So I have to do this 4 at a time. Eventually I am looking into new pans. This lid I got from IKEA. I think it was only like $9, and I originally bought it for my Instant Pot. So now right now I am microwaving our rice that I told you guys about earlier, 2 minutes. And actually everybody really enjoyed the rice. There was not any leftovers from tonight's dinner, which, if anybody knows my family, and especially my boys, they really are very picky eaters. So this was a kid-approved recipe. And then I just covered it up. I set it to the side, and then I needed to get the chops out of the pan because they were ready to come out. And thankfully, all of that blood that the kids were worried about earlier is all gone out of the bone. So I am putting them into the plate. And again, I have to do a second round of this because I can't fit everything into one pot. So I put those in. I was having a little bit of trouble getting those pork chops picked up with those tongs. You'll see that on the last pork chop. Anyway, I really enjoy that pot lid. It's pretty universal, fits quite a bit. Doesn't fit this pot at all, but I like how it actually kind of was touching the pork chops, and it really kind of felt like it was helping it to cook through a lot better. That glove, look at my glove. Isn't that really cool? I got it at the 99-cent only store. It's an As Seen TV like glove where you can just pull things out of the oven and your hands don't burn off. And so far so good. So if you have a 99-cent only store, take a look and see if you guys have them in yours. If I have any more, I'm going to be buying another set of those. And of course, because I have a big family, we need another plate for presentation. And there you go. There's your pork chops.
They're nicely cooked, brown on the side, and they were extremely tender. Everybody really enjoyed them. This is the reserve of the glaze that's left over. Here's the nice rice, how the rice looks. So what I decided to do is, because I do have a lot of complainers, I decided to just, instead of pour this glaze on top of the pork chops, I put it in the bowl so that the kids could add more or just keep it as less as what was on their plates when it was served to them. And the glaze is delicious. I wish we had more pork chops so I could have actually had some leftovers. And here is my vintage table. Well, the table's not vintage, but I got all of my favorite golden butterfly plates, and the hunk actually found me that butter dish when we went antiquing. Here's the glaze, nice and thick. I really think that 1 teaspoon of cornstarch really helped a lot in thickening it up. And here are my little brattos, my brattos, enjoying themselves some pork chops. And that's it.